And I am back with this game. This is a game that came out 9 years ago, and now it came out again last week. And it's I hear it's pretty good. I hear it's pretty good. So this is a game. Just the developer alone has won me over by the fact that the devs of this game are called Crows, and their Twitter handle is Crows times 3, which is excellent. So I've heard the Switch version of this runs really well. The extra content stuff is all nicely packed away behind a specific area, so it's like all nice and easy to access later. Please choose a screen and subtitle language. We'll go English just for accessibility here. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? So here's the deal. I have not played it. I have seen specifically Vinny Vinesauce play most of the original. Not most of it. He played like 4 hours of it. I don't know if he's actually seen everything. And again, this was 2013. Most of the shit has like completely left my brain. So I'm just going to strap in and enjoy this as a first time play. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I mean, define barely. Like to me, I could still kind of see it there. That's barely. But up here, it's like, oh, well, I mean, it's a little bit easier to see. But most people would say that's still barely. This is obviously like, okay, you could see it. I hate sliders like this. Please enter the current time. Can't you just run off the Switch? Okay, it's 1:36 a.m. Or is it 1:37? It's going to be 1:37. Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. So this game's going to have very little of me having to talk, which is nice, because a lot of this game is narrated. So there are achievements in this one. What for getting any other achievements as your first? Okay. Test achievement description. Replace this. Here we go. Here's the one everyone jokes about. Super go outside. Don't place the Stanley Parable for 10 years. I'm wondering if you can just speed up the Switch clock to speed that 8888888. Click on door 535 times. Okay. So they have a lot of accessibility stuff. I don't think we're going to need to worry about most of it here. You want to control interactions. Okay. Yeah, there's some interactions that require specific buttons. You can make that simple. Alright, we don't need either of that. We'll worry about these as we go along. Keep the subtitles on. Subtitle size. Medium's okay. Leave it at 80. Show achievement pop-ups, yes. Show translation labels, show color labels, show content warnings. Enables translated labels on top of in-world text. Enables additional text next to gameplay critical colors. Enables content warnings and an option to skip sections of the game that deal with suicide, trauma, and mental health issues. Yeah, this game... Again, you'll see how this game goes as we go along in it, but I'm going to just say right now, those issues all come up, so if you're not comfortable with them, you might want to just click off this if you're watching live or on YouTube. It's up to you. I'm not going to judge you if you do. Remember Vinny streamed this, you think? Yes, this is the game where, when Vinny first streamed it... Let me see if I can actually find the post that he made. Because I remember being, like, baffled by the description of it. Oh, first off, I'm on the wrong Twitter account. Whoops. Better fix that. Nice. You know what? Yeah, here it is. now streaming new streamer Gareth, the Stanley Parable, and it was like a like a fake British accent. Like a really bad British accent. It wasn't even a British accent. It was something. It was like just kind of like that. Oh, hello, I'm. This is one of those games where I don't mind watching, even if I never get to play it yourself. I mean, the thing is, if you see the whole game, you're kind of already experiencing the whole thing. In fact, the fact that I haven't started it yet is kind of already a testament to this game and its absurdity. But let's go. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is loading. Never. This is definitely a game where I'd say like watch like one stream of it, and if you like it, then play it yourself before watching any more.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Ask him to press buttons for milliseconds.
Might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, we got a little weird FOV going on here. You can see the edges kind of really stretch. Resume the game. Begin the game again. Turn down the FOV a bit. It still feels like there's a little too much distortion at the edge. And then again, maybe not. Okay. First person mode sounds a little like Yuppie Psycho. I started the first like 4 minutes of that game, and I didn't want to play it because I want to stream it at some point. I think I might do that for Halloween this year. That might be a Halloween game. 427. I hate Mondays. Oh, there's a zoom in button. Yeah. Oh, that's a crouch. Never mind. F1. Apparently they did this, they like redid this game in the Unreal Engine for this release, and yet they still have it looking exactly like the whatever it is, the Valve engine that this game was originally made in. Okay, let me futz with this just a little bit. Okay, 7's a little better, it's a little quicker.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Partition Corp, providing partitions for over 50 years. 56 years, excuse me. Who farted? So, this room I know already has, like, a pretty big secret in it, just from what I remember when I saw Vinny play it, but... Also, that clock is not accurate.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Alright, so there you go. That's the kind of game we got here.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. Alright, where's 417? Alright, never mind. We'll follow. It's really that some people don't have offices here, and some people just have cubicles. Wait, where's 417? And this is how we get Undertale. Oh, there it is.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
See, this is how they get you. Like, if you don't know what you're in for and you just see the achievement list, you're like, oh. I better go do that. Where's 437, though? 436. Oh.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Nice.
Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Hey, Sour Cream. You missed the end of chapter 4 of my of Great Ace Attorney. I like my work. I like work. I just hate my boss. Ooh, I don't feel that. I actually feel like management at my job is probably one of the more enjoyable parts of it. Oops. Don't worry, it'll be on YouTube in a couple days.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Where's the copy machine's up the back of the... Narrator for this gives you Eldritch Bunny Sona vibes.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Oh, whoa, dropping some frames. Okay. $8,888. I believe this had to do with typing on the keyboard. Like, how's that work on this version? So I mentioned this. Be My Valentine. I mentioned this earlier. I got my playdate on Friday, and I've been enjoying what comes with the first game it gives you when you get it is Casual Birder, which is like a short little kind of collectathon Pokemon-esque game involving taking pictures of birds. And then this week, the Kranken's Time Adventure was added.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, I'm going to follow instructions the first time, because most people just go against them.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I'll just dispute with the coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Yeah. Use slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a common, productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides in the slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Violet James, you are fired. Rate at which the charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase of graphs per slide. Yeah. Please no more charts. I'm begging you. Stop. Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Gonna head to bed. Alright, thank you for stopping by, Shell Shock. I will have fun. Thank you. I'll take pictures. Find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict. Okay. What are your dreams for the future? Success, transcend, plant life, football, pollution, less air, comatose. Can I simp for the boss? Yeah. Okay, we're back at the beginning. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Facts. Stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. What is hot? Target demographic. Teenagers. Profits. Telephone directory. Bi-quarterly post-review. We need less reviews. 4, 2 plus 4 or 5. Get rid of that death sport portion in this primary review schedule. But I think it's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. A lot of percent. Space between the teenagers. Size of demographic. Throw something in the idea bin. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Ideas bin. Weekly targets, admin, marketing, Mondays, office, legal, boss inspection, ideas, financial panic meeting, mergers, weekly IT department, what to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about this meeting. Office party, preview of where 8bird. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Rip Franz. Group. Normal planning. Push for founding of R&D with new coffee machine. Standard graphs 40% wide. Not efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of, and it's ripped off, or wiped off. Future is yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift to global marketing parade. Monetize free to play. No, don't do that. Quarterly pie chart profits. Can't really read that. Resolution's a little too low. Help, I'm a post-it. Nice.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
when I worked at Dunkin'
It was
Donuts.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Oh, fuck all. When I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, I had to use this fucking thing to clean the floors, and it was so disgusting.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
That's kind of the game here. The name of the game is see what the narrator says.
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
I would say that, but not with a British accent. I hope your friends find this concerning. Okay. Called out.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Thank you.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay. Now we got some backstory going on. Alright.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological...
I just realized they said computer even though I'm playing this on the Switch.
The long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
See, now it's like... Do I actually do that, or do I wait and see if he says anything else? In which case, the game is just hemorrhaging time for me. But I mean, this is also... Oh, I can't use the D-pad. This is also the game that has a thing for, don't play the Stanley Powerful... What is this one? Set all setting slides in the menu to all available numbers. No. No. They're not telling me that I have to, like, do this and then... Alright, wait. Gripping. Absolutely gripping gameplay. The fact that there's no music for most of this just makes it even more awkward. Our shenanigans are happening with Square and that one guy. What's his name? Oh, Yuji Naka? Yeah. He basically went off on them about how they sabotaged Balan Wonderworld. Which, I mean, you know, I feel bad for him, but also he hasn't had the best track record with a lot of stuff. So, it's not... I do feel sorry for him, but I also kind of feel like some of the stuff he probably brought on himself with how he acts. I'm like clicking A to make sure I apply it, and I don't know if that's necessary. True, it doesn't make it any more invalid. Yeah, no, Square. I mean, look what Square just did the other day. They sold.
This is the story of a man.
Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This actually wasn't in the original version. You couldn't set the sound levels. So you can turn the narrator off if you want, completely. Look what happened with Kojima, yeah. I mean, that was a slightly different scenario, though, I feel.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I think, I don't know, Square just sold off a bunch of its Western properties to invest in cryptocurrency and blockchain shit, and it's like, oh my god, you guys really don't understand anything, do you? Like, you're really just like tossing your money right in the fucking toilet. I mean, hey, when you have to sell off a bunch of your other assets in a few years and you don't have all those properties anymore. It's a bunch of Western properties, too. So it's like not Final Fantasy or anything like that. I think it's Tomb Raider. I think Hitman is something that they worked with, too. So it's Eidos Montreal. So any properties that they would take care of. There you go. Settings World Champion. Don't play Stanley Parable for 10 years. Speedrun, complete under 4 minutes and 22 seconds, not including load times. Did they kill off Secret of Evermore? Did they make Secret of Evermore? I thought that wasn't a Square game. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Quit the game and then start it again. Beat the Stanley Parable. Test description. It's really weird for this game to have like these computer style like loading options. I don't think you could save your progress. I think it just loads you back at the beginning. Like it does save your progress, but oh, maybe I have to actually quit it, and then, maybe I actually have to, like, exit out to the, main menu. I mean, like, the main Switch menu. Oh, if I'm gonna do that, let me see if I could get the Super Go Outside achievement. Because there can't be any way that it tracks it beyond just the clock of the Switch, right? And even if there's a lockout, you just wait one day and it's fixed. Alright, here we go. Here's the cheap out. Where's time and date? I do this every day with Animal Crossing. Alright, synchronize clock off. Set this to 2032, the 5th. This is just part of the absurdity that is the Stanley parable. Actually, I probably could have just exited. I didn't even need to close the game to do that, but I think the achievement is for opening it once, closing it, and then opening it again. The other achievement. Please enter the current time. Why is it asking that every time I start this? It's 2:05 actually, not 2:04. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and say you see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll get you back to the video game now. I wonder if I'd just set it to 12, would they have been like, what are you doing? Do you even care about this? Super, go outside and welcome back. Nice, I got it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Welcome back. No, you can't jump. Commitment. Super, go outside. Don't play Stanley Parable for 10 years. Alright, well, you know what I gotta do now? I gotta boot it up a third time and see what happens when they when the time comes up. It's a very absurd experience right now. I wonder how to get the test achievement. I know in the PC version, I don't know if it's the same one, but originally there was an achievement called Impossible. It is literally impossible to get this achievement. And I think you had to, like, open the dev console and, like, no-clip into like, a dummied-out room somewhere. "6:26 p.m. Ah, 6:26 p.m., your favorite time of the day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, I'm curious how accurate 6:26 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 6:26 p.m.? You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like the things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game." Oh no. Now we found another gameplay loop. We found yet another gameplay loop here. It's hilarious how absurd this is. Here, let me get some kickin' tunes in. Oh, this slider was here the first time, but now then it went away. Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are friends. So this is one of the 2 games that I got yesterday on the Playdate. Again, when you buy the Playdate, you get the 24 game season, but you get 2 games a week. And one of the things I unlocked was essentially it's called what's it called? It's called it's like boogie loops. It's essentially, it's very small and compact. I'm probably not gonna be playing it too much. It's actually like the DJ thing from the Game Boy camera, where you get to like make music. Only it's a little more robust than that, while still being very form factory and cool for the playdate. Stanley, you heard about this game called Among Us? Please adjust the slide until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Got him. 9. There's multiple ones that say 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Bird butt. I just realized I'm on the wrong capture. There we go. I was still in the desktop capture. Bird butt is right here. Sour cream, I was thinking about actually getting a model. Like either a PNG tuber or a VTuber model. Maybe PNG tuber. Which of the two made-up words is most appealing to you? Oh, Akuboinkle or Scrumtush. Well, Scrumtush, definitely. Akuboinkle gets like 2 notches, but I'm sorry, but Scrumtush was a way better word. Please don't adjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Sure. What time is it anyway? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes, quite a bit. Help. Will you come back to visit me? Yeah. That's incredible. It is absolutely ridiculous what this game is delivering right now. So, like, I didn't know any of this. I'm not sure if this is new or not, but I don't remember any of that happening in Vinny's playthrough, because he wouldn't have bothered to quit out and re-enter the game like this a bunch of times. Alright, time to see if anything else happens here. I mean, at this point, like, anything can be like a gameplay loop, so we might just have to, incredible, yes, but also scary. If I'm not mistaken, like, I don't think anything in this game is supposed to be taken too seriously in terms of, narrative. The meta stuff is more important. You know how you feel about that kind of text? Have you ever played Eversion? What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you, and you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't even have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting we need to adjust, but it may take a little more time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you could find me. Talk soon. Freaking Rosemary House. I don't remember that. Eversion has like the classic Mega Man like ready right before you start a level, but as you go further into the game and shit starts getting really messed up,
this is the story of a man.
It starts saying like ready, and then right before it cuts to the game,
Stanley
it'll say
wrote
to die, and then like some will be like behind you. It's very, very creepy. It was creepy for the time it came out. Nowadays, it's kind of like very milquetoast. That being said, a version itself as a game is fun. All right, one more restart here. Oh no. Okay. We're done. We've officially exhausted that line of dialogue. I wonder if that unlocks something in the game. Goat Mom won't come back while you kill her. Oh, remember that? When I first... Okay, so when I first played Undertale, that was before I started streaming. That was about a year before I started streaming. I was trying to do pacifist. Oh, at first I didn't realize you had to do like a true pacifist run. So I was just kind of like killing random things, and I tried to spare the bosses, and I had no idea what to do for Toriel. So I thought that I had to fight her, and I ended up killing her. And then my friend here in chat went off on me about it. She was like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I quickly learned all the tips and tricks in that game.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It's really weird to see like an office that has multiple floors to it. Executive bathroom. And using the Spamton plush. Didn't it come out already? The talking one? Or no? Extreme bathrooms. Okay. Bath something testifies in trial of the century. Something... Okay, faucets, pipes, offshoots, time, and it's a literal clock. Because the boss knows that what the boss sage says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffers losses, that's what the boss chose. Okay. It's kind of creepy. I didn't even notice that there. Can I close the door to the bathroom so I don't get in trouble? Yes, I can. What a weird way of entering this floor.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I think that achievement was different in the original form.
2845.
I think the original way of getting that achievement was different. Like you actually like open a certain thing and tap 8 on the keypad on your keyboard multiple times. But apparently in this, I think they changed it to be the...
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
That's great. Okay. Whew, it's dark in here. Alright. I keep seeing my mouse on the screen, and I think that's like the icon in the game.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Nice lack of anti-aliasing on that shadow.
Unanswered for long. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Look, I just want to explore, okay? Okay, wait, I got another good one. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Like any kind of mundane thing.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
This is the Incompetence Ending.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator.
Oh my god.
I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I love this. It's so silly. I love it.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Love this.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
A Pop-Tart. I wouldn't mind having a toaster strudel, like with the cream packet. So good. Do it. I gotta do it. Okay, I think we've exhausted it now. He's done talking. Team Pop-Tart here. I mean, there are some good Pop-Tarts. I like the s'mores Pop-Tart. I've always been a fan of the s'mores Pop-Tart.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal.
I mean, that's
this
me with
is storytelling, Stanley.
Let's be honest,
What
that's
you
me
and
with
I
Great
are
Ace
doing
Attorney.
Right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you, which is why Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for
Oh my
you,
God.
so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you,
Did I actually
Stanley.
unlock like a different route because of this?
The impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. That's the woman laughing with the salad. It's a classic image. How we did it. The pyramids. Live. The guy who went to Mars. That's me. I went to Mars, you see. Stanley. Live on stage. All eyes on Stanley. Oh no. Storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new book. Salad Woman. Wait a minute. Oh no, okay. I'm actually locked out of going back down. I was gonna say, what if I went down again? An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Stage door. Oh, I can't go back. Stanley Parable Stanley, tonight live on stage. World's first sentient machine, Q&A. To stage. Welcome,
All right.
Stanley.
Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling. And what
Homage
it
chair,
means to
gum
craft
table,
a
nut
truly
bar.
unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
An audience with a dude who came up with pizza. Oh man, this guy's my hero. That is some disgusting ass pizza he's got there. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from, your coworkers. Oh, that's an ugly wallpaper. Oh, look. Little golf course. A nut bar way. 427. Wish you were here. Freedom Ending. Mind Control Facility. I played the demo. 427. Adventure Awaits 8. Up again, down again. The Stanley story. Break a leg, champ, your boss. What's that stick figure? Stanley, my dad, me, dad, age 6. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Break a leg, oh, again. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. I love the way you ride the elevator. I want to read that one. What is this one? My true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from the apartment ending, which I haven't gotten yet. An unforgivable account of ups as well as downs, highs and lows. Isn't that what life's about? 5 stars. Star Magazine. There's copies of his book in there. Alright. I guess we passed out on stage. What did that say? Hold on. There was something there. I saw that. Yeah, something about the bucket. What was that? The bucket did not react except for perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. What? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
He reset
What could
me.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I gotta say, this is I'm like already like most of this is already like lost on me from when I saw this 9 years ago. So and now I'm dropping frames. Okay, but what if I take the elevator back up now?
Whoops, nope.
Okay, no, he reset himself.
Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Apparently there's over 20 different endings total. And that was technically an ending that I got. Is the press conference ending.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Huh, there's actually multiple ways of getting this press conference. Oh, that might actually be it. Storyteller ending. What? The hell? Oh, there's like... Yeah. Yeah, so there's multiple versions of the press conference ending. Endings 2 and 3 are considered the press conference ending. I need something to get the 3 ending, though. So I got ending 2. And apparently, you can't do it now, but when you get to the point where the game's deluxe content kicks in, There's actually collectibles. Okay. But apparently, it's not stuff I have to really think about right now.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Yeah, so I got the storyteller ending. Okay, alright. I'll make a note of which endings I get, so that way I don't have to...
This time, Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's stick to the path, mostly.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Employee was that observated? It said it weird. Wait, hold on. Observation protocol, sorry.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
234 is all messed up as well. Hmm. .601's been fired as well. Oh no.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Absolutely
His
not.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Why? Why is there like a pit here?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Ow. Okay. That hurt my ears. That was fun.
Blackness. and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Oh, getting some
He had
HD
won.
rumble here.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
It's very funny because, like, the plot really doesn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. You're just like, oh, okay, there's a button here that turns all this off. I think the whole point is that he's breaking free from control, I guess, of the player, in a way, but I don't know. There's a lot more to this, and it goes into a lot deeper detail as we go ahead. And now time's been reset.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The game, I just noticed, says the game is now paused. Alright, begin the game again. I'm gonna go for the speedrun achievement this time. Because why not? Oh no, today's Wednesday now. I was gonna say...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Or is the joke the fact that Stanley's freedom doesn't matter because everything just resets afterwards? And now the narrator's like kind of being cheeky about it. He's taking the piss out of all this. Trust me when I say we have not, like, as ridiculous as that one ending was, we have not even seen the most ridiculous parts yet.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
There's a button that says 5 there.
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
You can't jump. Why'd I get that achievement? Oh, is it because I didn't even try to hit the button to jump?
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I never hit any button other than A, I guess. That might be why.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
He no longer wants fruit gummy, now he wants
anyone
power.
Tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did that come in under time? I actually have no idea. It doesn't look like I got it. I like how you get an achievement for getting your achievement. Beat the game. Welcome back. So you can't jump. Play the Stanley Powerball for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Does that mean I have to start it like at midnight and then play until midnight? I have to look at that. Put the Stanley Powerball in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds, not including load times. There must be a quicker ending to get that. So I gotta get that, I gotta get commitment, and I gotta get test achievement, please ignore. Test achievement description, please replace this. I wonder. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna try something here. Okay, where's the USB port on this thing? Nope. Alright, that didn't do anything. So I have a USB key. Actually, the keyboard that came with my computer, I keep it underneath my Switch because you can actually use the keyboard on a Switch in certain instances, like if you have to name something. But apparently that's not working here, so I'm gonna unplug it. I thought maybe if you plug in a USB keyboard and enter a code, it might replace that. That's actually Tetris Effect Connected. Has a hidden stage that you unlock by plugging a USB keyboard in. It has like the original like a Pagitnov version of Tetris. All right. Well, we got an achievement. We just didn't get the one I thought we would.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. So, don't record messages. Anyway, I knew this is the one I remember from Vinny's playthrough. I have to fall down a bit here. Here we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I like how even that noise is like echoed in this void. I'm pretty sure something happens if you stay here long enough. We're just here left alone with our thoughts for a while. Alright, time to see if that gets an ending. This explicit endings guide. Like, I don't want to spoil the endings, but at the same time, I just want to, like, get a list of them so I know which ones to go for and which ones I've gotten. Before the Doors endings is probably this one. Out of Bounds window ending. It is one of several that can be reached before the two doors. Climb out the office window. Oh, that text actually looks different in the original game. It's way more pixelated. Oh, okay. No, it actually isn't. There actually isn't anything here. I just have to come back and hit yes to get the rest of this ending. But this is also, no matter what I do, this is a manual restart. So it's kind of weird. Like, there's no real, like, progression to it. It's just an ending that you can get.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh my god.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
How long is this?
The truth must be told. He was not
a very long song
and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yeah. You too will become quite unbearable.
What if I just made this the thumbnail for the stream? Just a white void. I think this is the end. Or not. Okay. Oh, there's actually an ending you can't get in the Ultra Deluxe version because it had the one that involves pulling down the dev console. Apparently, even the PC version you can't do it because it's built in Unity, not the original engine. Ooh. All right then. I could have swore there was more to this, but I might be mistaken. Mistake N. Are we having fun? I think we're having fun. Hard to tell. Eh. Eh. Just do something real quick here. Don't worry about anything you might hear. Okay. Okay, no, I think we've seen all there is here. I had like a vague recollection of seeing something else happen in that room, but apparently I was mistaken. Okay, how about another ending?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Let's see if
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
It's weird. They're supposed to be, like... He's supposed to call you a coward at some point. Alright. Can't do that.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
B6. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Coffee nut.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Coffee, yes. Live
At
Alive.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Keep dry. Live Alive remake. Wow, it's already May. God.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, it's at the end of July. That's kind of the thing. And it's unfortunate that's now when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out, so everyone's going to be playing that instead. I feel like this game was kind of screwed before it came out. That said, I will absolutely be playing Live Alive at the end of July. In August, I'm going to be doing Mega Man Star Force 1 for its 15th anniversary using the DX patch. I don't know. Like the thing is, like the amount of games I want to play this summer is going to be very high. Because we got Splatoon 3 coming out in September. That's also when the stream anniversary is, so I'm going to probably want to play a Mana game then, too. Probably the other DS one. Since I played, was it Children of Mana last year? I'm going to probably play the RTS Mana game.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. There's the lift, I believe. Do not jump from do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Incredible.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I believe you do that multiple times. He says something. I mean, pretty much everything in this game is like if you do it multiple times, you're going to get a different result. Of some sort. But, oh look, I'm not even... I'm in a weird layout variation.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh god, the entire layout's different. I think there's an ending specifically related to this. Oh, there's another ending if you die, but, like, get off the lift before it leaves. Alright, when starting it, there may be an instance where this can include papers loading floors are different. If you're loading in the office room, you have a blue tint. Look left as soon as you leave your room for office 426 and open the door. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's grayed out. Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. Nice. Oh, in the actual, in the PC version, you could enter Bark in the dev console to enter that. This is not an official ending, so you can continue your playthrough. No cat mode, no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, I like how it echoes.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Loading dock AC.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Yeah! I don't know when the new content unlocks, because there's clearly a completion criteria for doing that. Vent access for trained employees only. Climb at your own risk. What? Amogus? Amogus. That looks like the credit card readers on our kiosks. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same model.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
There's another there's a third one like that too for that one. I think if I jump off the catwalk at the end.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I'm actually hitting 3:30. Oh, man. I better,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Here's a good sign. This is a good thumbnail. Danger everywhere. To be one. Can't read what that says. No buckets past this point. Warning, do not stand on this side of the fence. Get in the bucket. Like this bucket right here. No, can't take it. There is a bucket that you can interact with, apparently, but not here.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. Good old Nell, Skid, Nicho Nacho, Vala, Hogarth. Doors open, doors attempted, steps taken, endings achieved, doors closed, awards won. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. This is you. You're ranked last. Compete against others to prove you're the Stanley Parable. What? Why not ask some friends for help? 7 hours, 37 minutes. Yeah, that's not right.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, is this... Wait a minute. I think I know what this is. I think I remember this from the original.
In this game,
oh, no.
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I would, but
Be sure
that
to
would
keep
last
notes
until
on your
7:30 in the
experiments.
morning. Oh, God. Good shit. Okay.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Like, it's
Because
not even
I
burnt.
don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Oh,
Just easy.
yeah, no, I know what this is.
Let's see. What do we have here?
For this is great.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
I wonder if it's still the same in this version. Oh, no, it's different.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
India.
What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Wait, seriously? Okay, so... so this is Firewatch. A game that came out a few years after Stanley Parable. I think in the original PC version of Stanley Parable, it loaded up Minecraft, and it's like literally just Minecraft. And I think, and the narrator builds like a dirt house. I think they had to remove it, I guess, because of copyright issues, and I don't think Microsoft owned it at the time, so they might have been able to get away with it. And they probably just had to change it to a Firewatch-like game as a result. If you watch Vinny's playthrough of the original game, it does, you could see that. Truck, Alaska. Floor of the Shoshone. There's a don't tread on me thing here. It's a lot emptier looking than the actual Firewatch game. 'Cause, 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 That's interesting. So they went from parroting one indie game that's no longer indie to now parroting another indie game. It's gonna be the last route I take. I think once the game resets again, I'm gonna...
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Okay, what do you got for me? Is this Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
They
Just
completely
a nice
changed this
big box
section.
for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of
Yeah, it's
cars
just
here in
straight
the
up
back, but
Rocket
obviously
League.
there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh wow. Look how fast I'm moving now. Okay, so we're playing so since I'm on foot, this isn't Rocket League, this is Blast Ball from the 3DS. Remember when that came out and everyone loved it?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure... Hold on. What are you doing?
I didn't want that to happen. I wanted the multiple balls.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Okay. Okay. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion.
You're not wrong.
That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. All right. I wanted to see what the end of that Rocket League thing was going to be. I wanted to see if there was going to be more after that. But yeah, they completely changed that. Okay, so yeah, reset.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And not open anymore.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'm not going to do all this again right now.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, so that was just the same as the normal death ending, and I think I'm gonna... It's 3:40, so I'm gonna stop here. This is kind of a weird game to stream, just because it's like, there's a lot of silence in it. So with that stuff to talk about, it's kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of blank spaces. I think the biggest issue is just kind of that,
But Stanley's
it gets interrupted constantly too, so it's like you
What
can't
if he had to make a decision?
go off on too big of a tangent
What
at
if a crucial
any
outcome
point.
fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
But
This couldn't go
definitely
anywhere
want to come
except
back and do
badly.
more of this,
The thing
get
to do
more
now,
endings,
Stanley thought
and
to
there's
himself,
also like
is
all the
to
extra content, which
nothing will
doesn't
hurt
unlock
me.
until a certain
Nothing
point.
will break me.
So looking forward to
In here, I can
seeing
be
how that
happy
plays out.
forever.
And we'll get more endings too. I feel like there's
Stanley waited.
a decent
Hours
amount of this
passed,
game
then days.
that can just be
Had years gone by?
hammered
He no
out. I don't
longer
know.
had the ability to tell.
I don't know what I'm saying.
But
My
the
mind's
one
about
thing
as
he knew
jumbled
for
as this
sure,
game
beyond
is.
any doubt was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
This game is a bit of a
Soon,
clusterfuck.
very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay. I think we've proven our worth here. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm having fun though. I'm enjoying this. Oh look, it's the fucked up one. It's the fucked up room.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Complete the stand. So this is the freedom ending. I have to get through it quicker, but we'll worry about that another time. All right, cool. That is it for me for this week. I'm only doing this one stream. Tomorrow I'm getting ready to leave, and then Thursday I'm gonna be in Atlanta until Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Well, I'm coming back Tuesday. Wednesday I'm gonna have to go to the office, so I might still not stream that day. So it might be a little while before my next stream. I'll come back. We will do Case 5 for Chapter 5 of the Ace Great Ace Attorney 2. Finally finish that. We'll do more of this, more Stanley Parable, and then some other games maybe. Again, kind of figuring out how I'm gonna go with streams going forward. I mean, there's stuff I want to stream, but I kind of also want to rework how streams are done on my end. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. I don't know what I'm gonna do regarding that stuff, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And yeah, that's all. That's all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for chatting. Always appreciate it. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of this week and next week. Try not to let yourself get swept up in too much bullshit, because there's a lot of bullshit happening out there, and it's not fun. So just take care of yourself and be careful. Have a great evening. I will see you next time, and good night.